publications, which includes Justice in Eastern Nagaland and the Echoes of Rumbling of the Children of Mount Saramati, a regarded academician, presently a professor in his political science at GHS College, a self-taught amateur astronomer, an avid adventurer, therapist, philosopher who believes that success cannot be measured in terms of money or socio-economic status. He is here with us today as our resource speaker, and we are elated by his presence and are very much excited and thrilled to listen to what insightful words and secrets he had to say. So without further ado, I request Dr. Aniruddha Bapar, Assistant Professor GHS College, to give his lecture on building a stronger India through intergenerational collaboration.
Chairman Shri L.T.R. Santamji,
Chairman Mr.
Madam Honorable H.M. Srimati Longchampton,
Madam H.M. Longchampton,
Shri Tinuwati Jamir Sir, D.O. Tuansan,
Sir Tinuwati T.O. Tuansan,
all the respected members of the society, GBs, Babashis,
Ilata Churalanglarati, Tapachi, GPs, Katu, Langlarati, Rokunalero,
dear students and friends.
Achizarati, Kula, Charbayanati.
I'm very delighted to stand before all of you, and of course this is not the first occasion that I am facing my people, my students from the Eastern Nagaland. Eastern Nagaland has been very close to me, and as ma'am rightly mentioned, yes, I also consider myself as a son of Eastern Nagaland.
First time, Kudibama, Tagile, there is a letter, natural language. Balongi Baba, through the long children.
I thought it is very important that whatever I am going to speak shall be communicated to you in your own mother tongue, in your own language. So I am grateful to Sir for agreeing to be my translator.
Chonabade, Allah the Chenung Kala Isa, Sotabulana, through it a Api. You to Tamlanova, Ikurukunayate, it was a Tamla as
First of all, if you look at this brochure, it is a very simple brochure for coming up with this wonderful idea, a wonderful social initiative. I think such kind of initiative is the need of the moment as we are going through a positive transition in the society. I will be speaking on two topics. The first topic that I am going to deliberate upon is titled as Building a Stronger India through Intergeneration Collaboration. So, especially to the students, you must be studying civics, geography, little aspects of the politics. So I ask you one question. The question is, what is your idea about the nation? From where the nation starts? Dear friends, as you know very well, that nation is not an imagination. Nation starts from community, nation starts from family, nation starts from group, but at the end, nation, dear friends, starts from you, starts from me. Nation is you, nation is me. When you look at our Radha society, especially take an example of Chare, how far is this village or maybe a town? How far is this, say, from Dimapur? Or how far is this, say, from Delhi? How far is this, say, from Mumbai? Do you have any idea? Very far away. From Delhi, we are around 2,500 kilometers. But let me tell you one important thing to all of you, especially my dear students. no matter how far you are geographically, your every action is going to create a positive impact in your own family, in your own society, and ultimately to the whole national fabric. Yes, you as an individual are going to create an impact through your action on the nation and the destiny of the nation. As a student of history, students must be knowing, I can see parents, I can see learned participants in the seminar. We know very well that societies and the nations and the countries and the empires were never stagnant. We all are a time traveler. We all are traveling in the time. We all are traveling in the circumstances. Therefore, when you look at the past, you will find some stories, some ideas which can inspire your action to the present, and whatever you are going to do today is going to inspire the future generation. So basically, your actions, positive actions, matters.
Isa tutur busiro. Isa adamu na matele isa akala. Kaiba tutur.
Dear friends, like every other society in the world, like every other community in the world, our Naga society is also very fluid since we are traveling in the time. So with the passage of time, we have undergone a lot of transformation, and we have reached to this 2023, and we are still traveling the time, and we are going to experience many more transformation. But who are going to bring the transformations? Transformation does not fall from the sky. It is you and you who are going to bring the change. You are going to bring transformation.
Kaiba lili katla ko suro lili katla. Isa.
For that positive change, for that positive transformation, what do we need? She has emphasis on the word unity. In the speech of Sir also, he has emphasis on the word unity. So yes, the unity is one factor which is necessary for this transformation. But unity between whom? We often speak about unity among the people, among the tribes, among the communities. But I'm not going to speak about that. I'm speaking about the unity among the generations. In one way, I consider myself very fortunate that I am heavily engaged with students like you, school children, college-going students, university students, research scholars, and on the other hand, I am engaged with, the social leaders, community leaders, political leaders, Gaambura, Dubashis, village guards at primarily grassroots level. So I think I could really understand the different perspectives that both this group both the communities, both the groups are trying to find some common platform. And dear friends, that common platform is going to lay down the foundation of greater future of the Nagas, for the Nagas, and finally for the India as well. What I learned is that we are well versed with our own community traditions, our own community values. For example, Sankam customary law in the context of, say, a Chari village. We are fully aware of that. But what we are not aware is about our rights under the procedural laws, rights under the constitutional law, our rights under the human rights, our rights under the international law. This is something that, our people are not at all aware of it. This is my observation. Led me on a mission to connect with villages. So last year, I say 10-11 months ago, I was engaged with Angangba village and as well as Chungtur village. I delivered a legal awareness seminar, constitutional rights seminar in those villages also, with the same intention that yes, let the people be empowered with the knowledge of their rights, because this is something which is the need of the today's world, so that we can build a better future, a positive future, an inclusive future for all of us together. So therefore, when you again look at the beautiful brochure and you see the title of my talk, Building a Stronger India Through Intergenerational Collaboration. Now here, when I speak about intergenerational collaboration, I do not speaking in the terms of only culture, but rather I am speaking as to how the culture, the tradition, customary law could be more responsive to the changing needs of a dynamic world which is governed by law and legal systems. dear friends, all of you, the foundational aspect of our Frontier Nagaland movement, a foundational aspect. You go at a deeper level. What you find is that it is basically for the restoration of the constitutional right. It's very clear. We have issues regarding development. We have issues regarding the rights of the people. We have issues regarding infrastructure. This all can be summarized in one beautiful word, that is the ENPO movement is nothing but for the restoration of the constitutional rights for the people. And therefore, we should know what the constitutional rights are all about.
Khi ba isa chinge isa di cholo ti ate ENPO la to administration separate administration to la separate state ne na to timan chalo chaya no chinge ya no India chana ata ba da isa khi ba India ya tu su la ke ba le choba ata ba da tike solo ata ba da isa le cover ko ata ba da ita ri ata ke horo ne ta mili
Expression. You have every right to write in the newspaper. You have every right to speak whatever is there in your heart. Of course, there are reasonable restrictions, but at the same time, we have to understand that Constitution of India encourages you to speak, share your ideas, your thoughts. And let me tell you, this is the best example that I can cite, that we all are gathering here. We are sharing our views and expressions. This is our right. It's guaranteed by our own law. Nobody can exploit you, either in the name of a bonded labor or in any other manner. I'll cite one example for the clarity. Sir can explain that in local language. Our girls and the boys, when they go outside Nagaland, they are more prone to exploitation. Physical exploitation, sexual exploitation, and economic exploitation. And since I know personally, these poor people cannot do anything. Class 8 pass, class 9 pass, class 10 pass, because they have no idea about their own rights because of lack of education, lack of understanding about the world. So they are more prone to exploitation. But here I want to tell you that the Constitution of India has guaranteed your whole existence, protected your whole existence from any kind of exploitation. Nobody can put you for a bonded labor. Nobody can force you to work in somebody's house as a domestic servant without dignity. Please understand that. Wherever there is an exploitation, there is a law that strongly condemns exploitation, and that law is the Constitution of India. It's your right to religion. We all are Christians and nobody can stop us from practicing our faith. We are in Nagaland, we are in Chari, or we could be, say, in Delhi or Mumbai. Our right to religion is protected, and this protection, let me iterate this word, guaranteed by the Constitution of India. Generation, in the context of how the education is considered in our society, let us understand that right to education is a fundamental right which is guaranteed to every child. Strata of the society, rich, poor, have to understand one thing, that no matter what, a child should go to the school. Because when the government is giving all the facilities, when government is providing free education, who are we to deprive our child from going to the school? And when parents says that my child does not have interest in the school, I'm sorry, you are committing a big mistake. Instead of encouraging and pushing child forward, you are basically saying yes to the child and pushing him basically backward. So since I'm also a teacher and I come across parents and they say that, oh, my child does not have interest in study. This is absolutely wrong. You should not subscribe to this sentiment of a child. When government is providing free education, send them to the schools. And yes, if the child studies and understands the world, let me tell you, educated child, educated youth will never be exploited by any power in this planet. If you are educated, you will never be exploited, I'm telling you. Only ignorant people will be exploited. And if you want to grow our ENPO region, our area, we have to make sure that every child should go to school and empower himself or herself. Otherwise, the future without education will be gloomy and bad. Because the sky has no limit, I would say. It is only the limits which are there in our mind. Our fear and insecurities create that limit. If you want to see the glorious ENPO region, if you want to see glorious Nagaland, if you want to see the glorious nation, unfortunately, we have no option but to make sure that every child should go to school, not only school, to high school, not only higher secondary, but go to college and become someone so that he could contribute to the family, to the society, to the tribe, to the state, and ultimately to the nation. And we often, when we look around in the AMQ area, our Eastern Nagaland, we come across the brutal reality, the lack of civic amenities, lack of roads, lack of infrastructure, as if we are kept in, the backward state for decades and decades. Sir knows, those who have transferred everywhere in Nagaland, they know very well what is the stark differentiation is. But here I will tell you that when the people say that we have problems here, people don't understand that there is a solution as well.
Hilai sa India reala itura aziki komukon le chotano aziki komukon na ke kubatsi chukon lipa cha tukuna azate isa tamona atapa bilang.
Yes, and I often come across, the talks that my MLA does not come here and maybe government is not interested in all. But I will give you the fantastic solution. You don't have to go to government. You don't have to go to your MLA. Okay, without going to your MLA and the government, there is something about them which is strongly holding the values of the Constitution and which is the strong protector of your rights, that is the judiciary. It's backward, I will tell you in very simple words, forget about infrastructure and all, that is the reality, but at the same time, we are backward because we are ignorant about our laws. That is the most important factor and that is what keeping us backward.
Isa akalang lipa le choy tamo aziki nunggo lipa hi tukata chono takala isa bacha the fundamental rights using alam power DJ isada majority ko lang directly ne chapata maji chik mo ne le to phuti.
Simple thing. Suppose I'll give you an example so that you can understand what I'm trying to convey in very simple terms. This is Chali village and we have some issues with the roads. We don't have proper roads. Now what will people do normally? They will talk to their local administrator, their local MLAs, they will request and ultimately they will realize that nobody is paying any attention. So people, normally how our mindset is, we say, okay, chalo, we will ignore. What can be done? When the government cannot do anything, what can be done? But we forget one thing, that right, the roads and all, everything comes under our right to infrastructure and our right to civic amenities, everything is guaranteed under the Constitution of India. If the road is not being built, if public health center is not in existence, if the hospital is existence but doctors are not coming, you can directly move, public interest litigation before the Kohima bench. This is what the judiciary is all about. That is why judiciary to exist, to protect and execute your own fundamental rights, right? And that comes under Article 226 of the Constitution, under which you can file a public interest litigation to restore the community rights before the Kohima High Court. And trust me, as a lawyer, I'm saying it does not take much money also. Discuss with ma'am. While approaching Tuansan, we come across one dumping ground. Yes or no? While approaching Tuansan on the highway, on the left side we come across one dumping ground. Now the question is, why do that dumping ground exist at that site, at the national highway? So obviously, I don't know, but if we dig deeper, we'll come to know that which is guaranteed by the Constitution under Article 226, and at the same time, there is a supreme right which is guaranteed under Article 32 of the Constitution, which, while exercising it, you can directly approach to the Supreme Court. No matter who you are, you could be someone from the Burma border, or you could be someone from Mumbai. You have equal right to directly move to the Supreme Court, and this is your right under Article 32. The way you can move to the Kohima High Court for your grievances, You can directly move to the Supreme Court under Article 32. Who will stop you? No one. Only our ignorance will stop us because we do not know what our rights are under the Constitution. So please read about Article 226 of the Constitution and Article 32 of the Constitution for the present and the better tomorrow. You don't have to rely on your MLAs. Judiciary is there. Your right to freedom of expression is violated. Go there. If you are illegally arrested, go to the High Court. Everything that is there in the fundamental rights, if any of your right is violated, there is a judiciary which is sitting there. Your community rights are violated, there is a judiciary which is sitting there. You know one thing about our own society here, right? We are aware about the customary laws and customary rights, but when it comes to the modern aspect of the law, we are ignorant. And that is why that is a contributory factor, sir. That is a contributory factor for our suffering because of our ignorance. And we take everything like, oh, chalta hai, what will we do? Kya karega? Nobody is listening to us. Arey, why? Judiciary is there. Even if this small boy of 18 years old can file a simple complaint before judiciary, let me tell you, that will also be taken for a record. Judiciary is there to protect our interests, community interests and individual interests, our rights under the fundamental rights. Ultimate question, I used to ask myself also and my students as well, who is an ideal citizen? And the answer is, ideal citizen is not just one who is born in our country. Ideal citizen is one who knows how to exercise his rights guaranteed in the Constitution. He is an ideal citizen. Knowledge is the key. Okay. The time is changing. We are undergoing transformation. And let me tell you, whether you like it or not, the changes and transformation, the wheel of the changes and transformation will never be stopped. We are experiencing the influences of the Korean culture. We are experiencing, the internationalization of our society. Nothing can be stopped.
Isana foreign long ara India, Tuzala Aromi Chiboyan, Tiny, Lapa Pati, Azruza, Amalichi Isa, Zendani, Azru, Eurogona Pichiari. Amalichi is a see to Tiano, Lede is a society, or Isayo, Maloney Villa, the little.
Our duty, not only as a citizen of this country, not only as a Naga citizen, not only a future citizen of Frontier Naga territory, our fundamental duty, primary duty as a global citizen to understand in what direction we are moving, in what direction the society is moving, in what direction nation is moving, and in what direction our entire human civilization is moving. We are moving towards progress. We are evolving. So in this ever-flowing river of progress, it is our duty to contribute our few pences too. This intergenerational collaboration can only be achieved when the old values and the modern understanding come together in the context of the knowledge of law and constitution. That can help us to understand who we are. It is a knowledge that can help us to understand where are we standing in Eastern Nagaland, in India, and in the platform of the world. It is the knowledge. Let us not deprive ourselves from the knowledge. Let us be aware of our own rights in India. Let us be aware where do we stand, and let us fight for our own rights also through constitutional mechanism by invoking Article 32 and Article 226. This knowledge will only set all of us free from the darkness and take us to the journey towards the light that we have long been searching for. That there will be a collaboration between the older generation and younger generation. I am really hoping that older generation will give necessary wings to the younger generation, and I have strong hopes and I have strong belief in younger generation that they will be the custodians of the old values and modern constitutionalism, so that all of us together can chart our path to the prosperous and glorious journey in the future, for the future of Nagaland, the future of Eastern Nagaland, the future of our country, India. Thank you so much.
Presentation, and with that we comes to the end of the first session. In the first session, we'll have a deep break. Just our second section start over.
You are being summoned by the new world. You can take out your brochure and you can see the topic. The topic is you are being summoned by the new world.
second season topic.
In my previous talk, I was talking about intergenerational collaboration.
Akiba Minala isa kaiba ahiko asisha hatana isa ke ka dusarwa da bucikin ko isa bali cikin wasa ke gono wasa ne da tabo
For the collective growth,
isa da mun yugo da ko ke dusarwa da bucikin ko
through the modern legal and constitutional mechanism and its interface with the customary
isa
law.
la kaiba tuzu da tutu hataro atri ne da
Should be taken care by the community.
ate ko tula ti ko youth teacher isa
In my 38 years of life, my experience on this planet, what I understood is the change, if at all, which is brought in the society, were brought only by those people who are having, number one, the youthful thoughts, and number two, the younger generation.
Hello, society day. Little Hakiman, you come up with school student, Achi, itu seminar Monte Tagana, dunia di konum baik ini Achi, kuilan doktora, Achi kena se. Apne man torde, man to kuri, kadi cari foto helebi. Apne mon sok gini kam tik begini, makan asyirbat dia, rasa tika kami. Etum kusiba, kadi cakap manukan sop namje. Kusipa laga chanai dia. Aro time by le, dunia pian lohoile, makan kita lagu tu tamje kau phal lagi le, aigna makan tu kuru boleh makan, kok dia se, partner boleh jago, begitu dia. Jadi, kita yo program lah, ikan sa, asal jono jago, Islam kenyare. Jadi kita kemudian, kalau saya calon acara baca, isa high school je katu. Acara ni mungkin apa musir orang jah cunglah, mungkin curu ko sama mungkin boleh tak. Ni tadi, acara apa? Orang bakal sonda, orang mati sonda, orang sejak sonda. Sekolah dia ada mu aku ajar so profesor kanyar, kita libat.
Student leaders kan kiman jun aigan yade boyase don ge सबके thanks दिया से don especially church leaders kan SMDC members kan सबके thank you boyase ida da apna patiently first beginning right end da kan patiently apna begin kuni dia thank you to wind up our seminar is a month of Karawina, one national anthem to Kurigina, one